Today on Art Matters with Mr. Morris, saturating.
Da 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 da. Woo! Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Woo! Da 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 da. Art Matters with Mr. Morris. Yeah.
Well, hello! Like I already mentioned, we're going to be doing some saturating. So first, let me give you some reminders of what saturating looks like and how we do it. All right, my friends, saturating. I went ahead and I got some crayons for this demonstration, only because I know a lot of you have crayons at home. You don't have to use crayons. You can use colored pencils, you can use markers, whatever you have available, that's what you'll want to use. First, I'm going to draw in just a shape. I'm drawing this nice square. I'm going to draw in a second square. And I'm going to draw in a third square. Move this over so you can see that third square. There we go. So saturating means to fill up. So if I took your yard behind your house and I took a water hose and I filled your yard with water, in other words, I sprayed lots and lots of water into the ground, and it got to the point where when you stepped on it, you would
Splash.
little bits of water. That would mean I saturated your lawn with water. If you were drinking your morning orange juice and you accidentally dumped it on your pants, you saturated your pants with orange juice. We want to saturate these shapes with color. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. This is how a lot of my friends I see coloring. Okay. Is no bueno. We need to make sure that we're paying attention to our shape. We drew the shape for a reason. We don't want to go over it, because when we do that, we lose what we've already drawn. Another thing with this is I really didn't try too hard with this. I didn't really focus on what I was doing. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Instead, what I want to be doing is I want to be taking my crayon or whatever, and I want to do little circles that overlap with each other. And I want to stay on those edges. I'm going to color in little areas. Now, as I get better at this, I can color larger areas, but I'm not scribbling. I'm not going back and forth. I'm going in this circular pattern again and again and again. This is one way of saturating. So I'm going to keep on doing this, and I'm pushing down on this crayon pretty darn hard. So you want to push down on the crayon as you work. If your crayon breaks, that's okay. Crayons are meant to break. If they break, pick up the two pieces, you can still use them. I like to use crayons until there's nothing left at all. So I've went through. I still see some white showing, so I'm going to go back over top of that. And we're getting pretty close. I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of retrace my shape just a little bit. Now I've got a nice saturated cube, well, square. And if you look, I mean, yeah, I've had friends that will keep on trying to saturate this way, but you see it's a lot more work to do it this way than it was just to take my time. Another thing I can do with saturating is this. I can go ahead and color in. My crayon broke, that's okay. I can color in and saturate, but not color as hard. Here's what I mean. I'm going to try to use the same amount of pressure or muscle that I'm using to push down on the crayon. I'm going to use less of it this time. I'm still doing those little circles, those tight little overlapping circles. I'm still paying attention to the edges of my object. I don't want to go over those edges right now. There's plenty of art forms where you will go over the edges of your lines. That's all good, and I want you to experiment with that. But for this project, I want you to try to color in the line. I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. Now you can see I've covered this up so that not much of the white is showing anymore. But in this case, the color is very intense, meaning it's super, super, super obvious that this is that color. Whereas this one is less intense. It's lighter. This is darker, more intense. This is lighter, less intense. We can use this as a way of saturating or coloring in an image also. So I hope you see, my friends, the difference between just scribbling, fully saturating, and lightly saturating. All right, so now you are prepared to go forth and saturate and fill things in with color. So your task today is simply going to be to make a picture, anything that you want in your sketchbook, but make sure that when you are coloring it in, you are saturating. I will see you at the end of the week. Until then, though, be kind to yourself and keep creating. I'm Mr. Morris. Bye.